Karen, what's that say there on number 31?
It says the black dot.
Black dot. Do you have any idea what that may mean?
Could honestly mean a couple different things. I would take that as it's almost like a mark, say for a certain type of vehicle. You would give it a black dot, potentially. Pretty
close. It is a marker and it's an indicator, but it's not for that. It's for something else. Would anybody else like to take a guess? Because this might be one. Yes, Tim.
We consider a black dot like on a map of our customers, like a lost customer. They came in maybe once or they called, but they've never come back or they didn't come in for their appointment. And it's basically you've got a connection started and then you lost it. So now that customer on your map is a black dot because they're no longer returning.
That's true. And sometimes, I think you're right, Kim. In my definition, it's similar to that, but it's actually also a customer that never showed up. Okay? It's a customer that we marketed to, but they never came in. And so sometimes that's our fault as service advisors. We might not have handled the call correctly, or we might not have been a yes company when that customer called. And so the owner spends the money to get these coupons out to the customers, and the customer gets on there, and then they call your shop, and they say, hey, can y'all get me in for an oil change? And you say, well, how does tomorrow sound? Well, let me talk to my wife, and I'll call you back. Click, and then they call the next shop. Hey, can y'all get me in for an oil change? And so what happened is that customer that we said no to because we asked them, how does tomorrow sound, now becomes a black dot on your marketing map. That makes sense? It's so important to be a yes company. People will go someplace else. You are not the only game in town. And customer service is what's going to help you become a stellar sales individual. All the things we're talking about, you guys have been talking about, having integrity, your sense of urgency, your preparation. These are the things that's going to separate you from other repair shops. You know, Jim and I did an exercise, and we're going to share some of our calls, Jim, where we called some other shops. And just briefly, as a segue into next week, share with us some of our experiences that you had into kind of don't give the details because we're going to listen to the calls, but just kind of a little overview of how some of the competitors in your neighborhood sound when they answer the phone.
It's just, they're horrible. It takes forever to even get a hold of somebody. They're automatically, it's like no over the phone. The one actually pretty much just 3 words and hung up on us. It's just no phone skills whatsoever. Dude, you can make like a 5-minute conversation, like a 5-second conversation with a customer be better than 90% of our competitors. You can say yes once and you're better.
Yeah. And so we found out through calling some of the competitors over there in New York where Jim is around his area. And they don't have any rules or processes or procedures on how they handle their incoming phone calls. And as a result of that, they all got pretty much F marks. They were horrible. And not just to my standard, but to your regular customer standard, what the customer's expectation would be.